Okay, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Ba'Hashem in the name, Ba'Hara Kakodash, in the word Kakodash, in the Holy Spirit. Okay. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, active millstone, who do well and teach well. Shalom to the hopeful elect and your occupation is word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity. What will you do when these banks collapse? Okay. What are you going to do?
Running scared right now. While you were busy enjoying your weekend, and I certainly hope you were,
Let me turn off my mic so you can hear what it goes into. And Salaki, I'm actually going to be barging
is hitting the fan in the United States banking system right now. They're trying to keep it quiet to protect themselves, not to protect you. I repeat, they are trying to keep this hidden from you to protect themselves, not you. And it's going to be a bloodbath if you're not prepared. So we'll get into all of these details in a second. But first, here's some context. How many of you remember last year, it's like an anniversary right now, when Silicon Valley Bank suddenly collapsed?
A rough week for the banking industry.
The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, the second biggest bank collapse in U.S. history.
Treasury didn't know what to do about it. They couldn't agree on how to handle it. They flip-flopped on their position. Here was my report from 11 months ago. Here you can tell I hadn't slept much. I was watching all of this crap hit the fan. I mean, look at my beard, for crying out loud. It is bad. So this morning, we had Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, come out and say one thing, and then a few hours later, sources saying now that the Treasury is going back on that and going to say something completely opposite. You know that's bad news. Within the same few hours, there's a major pivot on monetary policy. So can Treasury handle it when it's a seemingly isolated incident? Perhaps. The mainstream media wants you to believe that this was an isolated incident. Here was CNBC this week.
Definitely not an isolated incident. That's what they want you to think. The thing is, they need to bring in this CBDC. They need to bring in this new currency. They need to bring in this new world order. And it's going to be ran by that RFID chip with a digital currency attached to it, right, in your IDs. And everything that the C19 was pushing at that moment, we need something where we don't gotta, touch, hand to hand. How do you say it? No scam, because there's a lot of fraud going on around that time, right? The different stimuluses and all these different loans and so on and so forth. We need something that's fraud free, touch free, all that, pushing of a digital currency, of a digital IDs and things of that sort, right? So
week saying, well, it seems that all
the banks have to go ahead and get rid of this cash somehow. And he'll explain.
All Silicon Valley Bank fallout was just an isolated incident, nothing to worry about. You can't make this up. Hours after that CNBC report hit, New York Community Bank, on the verge of collapse, announced it's receiving bailout money to stay afloat. Bailout money? I thought we were done with bailouts. Oh, but no, we aren't. So, isolated incidents? Nothing to see here? Do they think you're stupid? It wasn't isolated at all to Silicon Valley Bank. Signature Bank collapsed then in March of 2023, and then First Republic collapsed in May of 2023. And now this. Gerald Celente, who founded the Trends Journal, has been forecasting the collapse of these banks over the past year, and he says we are being played like fools.
It's already happening with the New York bank over here. They're going to make up something. They're going to make...
And the guy speaking here is knowledgeable in, these different, financial institutions. These banks.
Of these banks over the past year, and he says we are being played like fools.
It's already happening with the New York bank over here. They're going to make up something. They're going to make up something. And again, they say that you're covered for $250,000. You're not going to be covered for anything. This thing is going to go down big. There's no stopping it.
So New York Bank is one thing, but again, what happens when they all start failing? Sounds crazy, right? All the info you need, though, to see it is right in front of us right now.
The banks are going to go bust. They're going to call like a bank holiday or something. You're not going to be able to get your money out. And they'll come out with something new, a digital currency, because they're going to go from dirty cash to digital trash.
Ooh. They're going to come out with something new. They're going to go from dirty cash to digital trash. That's what's happening. Okay.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen warned the Senate Banking Committee 3 weeks ago that this was coming. Asked about all of
Don't sound too much like conspiracy theorists now, huh? So let me get this precept in the book of Ezekiel. The streets. Let's get this. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Right, their different money. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day. Shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay. And this is why the scriptures tell you in the book of Matthew, the 6th chapter, man, to focus on the things above and to store your treasures up in heaven, where neither moth nor rust does corrupt. Why? Because we're getting ready to cash out. Just as these jakes are living comfortably in their, houses, different apartments or whatever it may be, right? Because, they don't have the tie down of the Most High. Quick, can you do me a favor? Can you close my door? Because they don't have the tie down of this word, which requires you, getting your bread and your money by, hard work, of course. And they're over here doing all these different, that things in order for them to obtain this comfortability of money. And that's going to become to a thing of naught, and it's going to be a stumbling block unto them. Because while they're chasing this bag, thinking that's the only thing that's important to them, they're going to realize that this truth is the only thing that's really important. This word, because you brothers, in the time of this financial collapse, what's going to happen? And that's where your faith is really going to cash out. That's where your works are going to cash out. That's where your belief is going to be cashed out. That's where everything's going to be cashed out. And you're going to see that this is where it was at. Jake and the world, forget about it, man. They're going to be looking for fearful. Let's get it. In Hebrews. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 27. And really I can go up to verse 26. Give me 1 second. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, right? You're out there seeing the camps out there teaching. Going through these different YouTube videos and seeing brothers teach, and you still want to focus on that bag before, this ministry. And I'll get right whenever, I'm making this amount of money or whatever. For if we sin will, because believe it or not, the love of money, right? Just get this. Money, there's the money God. Let's go into it. Because you people that chose to follow the paper route without focusing on the Lord, guess what? You chose a God. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for he will either hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve the Most High and mammon. Let's see mammon. Mammon. You cannot serve both. In the Middle Ages was often personified, sometimes included in the 7 princes of hell. Mammon in Hebrew means money. Bang. Don't worship money, man. Worship the Most High. Don't get me wrong. The scriptures do tell you, you need to work and provide for your loved ones. The scriptures do go into that. Okay? The scriptures even go into, if you're not providing for your loved ones, your family, you're worse than an unbeliever. So, of course, we have to, brothers hustling, brothers have, side jobs. Brothers are, doing things on the side, outside of their job. But they're what? Focusing on the ministry before anything else. Focusing on the truth, on this word before anything else. Because they understand that when this shit hits the fan, we weren't on the mindset of making money like that. Money was our only angle. No. What they're doing the work, feeding the sheep, right? Cleaning our own selves up, and being charitable and so on and so forth, right? Cleaning with, washing with the renewing of the word. And that's what really counts, okay? And that's when you're going to really see who was really in this thing or not. Because when shit's the fan, if you're just focusing on money and things that didn't really matter, well, guess what? You're gonna know in your spirit that the Most High is not dealing with you. Okay, and you were serving mammon. But when you do this work and you feed the sheep and you let Jake know, pursuant to the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, right? Also, the book of Matthew, where it says, "Every idle word man shall speak shall give account thereof." When we're letting you know, don't even focus on money like that. Don't think about money too much, because when this shit hits the fan, your main focus is that faith and your works and your belief, and you need all that in order to make it through these times to come, knowing that the dollar's going to collapse. Jacob's trouble is going to crack. Things are about to get worse and worse, and you got to make sure that you're in the clear when this shit happens. Salakia. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is a stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay. Let's get this in the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 3:15. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. All things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Why? Because wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Not how much money you have, not how much worldly knowledge you have, not how much in bushcraft and different, carnal things, gun knowledge you have. No, the wisdom of this word, right? And what does it teach you? Right, to not stack up, not to stack up on faith, right? The different occurrences that prophets have went through, in their time, showing their different levels of faith, right? You gotta take examples on that, right? Because that's the type of faith we're going to need to have, like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? When they were tossed in that fire, what happened? The Most High looked out at them. And King David as well. It's like not King David, Daniel. So like, Daniel, what happened with him? He was thrown in the lion's den. And the lions ain't even touch him. Right? Because the Most High was looking out at them. And so, I say this to say, I say all that to say this, man. Don't focus too much on my money. Right now, just get what we need to get in court. And of course, times are getting harder, times are getting more tough. But once the dollar hits, once the dollar crashes, once they're getting ready to bring in this new currency, a new form of payment, don't get all shooken up. Make not haste in the time of trouble, right? Because you understood that this was going to happen. And you did what was needed of you to do in order to make it through this time. And you have what? Wisdom and knowledge of the scriptures, right? You understand that the Most High is going to feed you when there's no way to get food. Give you water when there's no way, when the government shuts down the water. The Lord's gonna do all different types of things for you, man. Just like He did to Elijah, just how He did to all. That's what I'm saying. All these different examples. Daniel had Habakkuk bring him food, so on and so forth. All these different ways that the Lord, let me get this precept, is there, because we understand that they need to bring in the CBDC, right? This a centralized digital currency. Why? Because that's going to be what the mark of the beast is, through the RFID hip. The RFID Salakia. Digital currency is not the mark of the beast. The RFID hip is. Let's get this. Oh, yeah, Khan. Jeremiah 32:27. Behold, I am the Lord, Yahweh, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? All right. Luke 18:27. But He said, the things which are impossible with men are possible with the Most High. Don't worry about anything. Yes, your flesh may get shaken up a little bit, but this is when the precepts have to be coming into your mind. Luke 1:37, for with the Most High nothing shall be impossible. You got to have this kind of mindset, mentality going into Jacob's trouble. You got to have belief in these precepts. Families all tripping. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How are we going to eat? They're coming, troops this, troops that. Don't worry about it. The scriptures talk about he's going to lift up a standard. Hey, the Most High is going to feed his elect. We're going to drink. His servants are going to drink. We're going to rejoice with chilling. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you're going to be on the move. Yeah, you're going to be on the go. The scriptures do say, and then those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Yeah. Okay. But you're not going to be moving in that way. The Most High is going to have a different spirit for us, brothers, man, if we be of the elect, of course. So with that note, man, and then definitely looking at what's happening right now in the world, right, in the economy, things are going to get better. It seems like we all understand that now. Jake, that, you watch our lessons and thought that we were crazy at one point. All we can say to you is, repent, because obviously Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, is coming to pass. The vision is being made plain unto you. You're seeing the prices go up. You're seeing work slow down. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, right, the grinding ceasing. You're seeing all these layoffs. You're seeing America just going down the drain. These different war, right? Let me get a couple articles right here.
Breaking news coming out.
The banker.
Hey everybody,
Yep.
HG and HD for EPAC. This is breaking news worldwide. Stay with me. This is very...
U.S. breaking news: President Biden draws U.S. into Ukraine war with Russia, right? Because they were giving them
The bankers are-
artillery and weapons when Russia said, if you guys do this, then we're going to come into it. You're going to be involved with it as well. So you have, all the prophecies laid out now. You can see that we're not that crazy and that the prophecies are right? The scriptures are right. What's happening out there in the Middle East, what's happening? The least of the flock is drawing them out, right? Them Israelis, them Ish people, right? The least of the flock drawing out America over there to go to war and protect them and fight for them. Biblical prophecy, all over again, And now with the dollar getting ready to crash, right? Salakia. Ezekiel, right? And that's going to lead to what? To mass inflation. Revelations, the 6th chapter. And look at this. Psalms 146:3. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth. In that very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that has the Most High of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord of his power. All right, whose hope is in the Lord, his power. Salakia. Okay? Because no one's going to be able to save you but Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Brothers, if you're not of the elect, brothers ain't going to be able to save you. The scriptures tell you to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But the Lord does have us, brothers, here all together to help uplift one another, exhort one another, to push each brother to go harder. So, man, it's just a matter of time before, something happens, right?
She was asked.
David talked about a Black Swan event happening. Right now you have all these different, UN troops in America, Babylon the Great, as we speak now. Right, all these different sleeper cells. You have all these other nations, getting ready to go into war. It's, you really got to pay attention to what's happening, man. And Jake's out there just living life thinking shit's sweet. But no, we're almost here. We're almost... Let's get this. Salakia, man. It's all over the place, but... First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 4, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief, right? Because we're understanding with everything happening right now, you can see how the Most High is going to catch all these people off guard. No one's really paying attention to the war. No one's really paying attention to, the financial collapse. No one's really paying attention to what's really happening, right? Everybody's still kind of living their day by day. And if anything, just striving to work harder and more hours and get another job so they can maintain their situation. They're not actually looking at the bigger picture. Like, maybe it's because America's almost getting ready to, you know, go down. You know. But yea, brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief, man. We see how close we are to the end. We see it. You know. It's just a matter of time when these banks collapse and they usher in a new currency. Because it's their plan, it's their goal. And furthermore, it's biblical prophecy. Revelations 13 has to come to pass. There's the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. And that no man, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. That's how you know there's not going to be different forms of currency when it's time to usher in that mark. You're not going to be able to still use cash, use your phone, use Apple Pay this, you're able to pay through this debit card, through this card, or you're not going to have all these different, that no man might buy or sell unless he has that mark. It's going to be a centralized digital currency where everybody has to have that mark in order to buy or sell in these 15-minute cities that they're getting ready to come upon with. Okay? And it's just a matter of time, man. So